Let's look at the basketball team. It's a delight to see
surprise
them.
Of the moment.
Yeah, the surprise of the moment. First, they made history, getting the qualification.
Yes.
And now with Tunisia, 60-56.
60-56, yes. Yeah, people are not too happy about the... It seems the scoreline seemed to be low. You know, we're expecting there's going to be a high scoring...
But they got the maximum points,
But they got the maximum... The bottom line is they've moved past, Tunisia, and then we're moving on to the next game. I think what is going for this particular team, and we must recognize that, is that there is this team spirit. There's a bonding, and that we saw that also with the women's team when they qualified, for the Olympics. It's great, and I hope that psychologically, if they can rise above some of this, if they can believe in themselves, they have the team spirit, they have what it takes, that is unity in the team. But if they can rise above, some of these little victories they are getting, and begin to look at the bigger picture and see themselves that they can actually do it. If they can motivate themselves, it is not impossible. We are going to meet Lithuania, which we have beaten Lithuania before.
Today, right?
We are going to meet, and so if you got, I think the strongest side that we should be worried about is Argentina. Argentina has got some very, good, players, Manu Ginobili and some other guys who I believe, beyond Argentina, I think, if you look around, the other teams, we are on a good stead. If they can keep their heads down, let the unity remain, let the team spirit remain, and more importantly, begin to see themselves that they can do it, because it has to, self-belief is most important. We can believe in them, but if they believe in themselves, and I think kudos to, their coach. Mr. Bakary has done very well with the team. He's been able to pick the guys who he thinks. Again, like I said, I listened to the U.S., the coach of the U.S. Basketball team, and he said, the biggest challenge is for the guys, they were asking him about the ego in the team. When you have too many big stars, LeBron James, you have, Dwayne Wade, you have, Kobe Bryant and all of them. And the question is, how can you motivate these stars, ego and all that? Won't it, be counterproductive? And the man said, well, he loves the ego if they can channel it positively. So if you look at stars, if you look at players, you feel that they may have egos, or even those who don't have ego, but they can channel whatever energy they have positively, then you discover that it's a plus for you.
When you talk about ego, even if we get to finally meet the United States team, do you think that there will be any kind of fear, knowing full well that our team is almost 100% composition of foreign-based players in the U.S.?
Yeah. So and that's why I was saying, I don't really see why there should be inferiority complex. And if you also consider the fact that these guys individually, they are great stars. But for me, apart from the, that's Barcelona 92 team, that's the U.S. Dream Team, which Akeem Olajuwon and the likes were part of it, Scottie Pippen and all of them, Clyde Drexler. For me, I think the U.S. has not produced another great team. They've had a great individual players, like all the guys I mentioned. They are fantastic players in their own rights, but the question is, there has been no team. So if you come up as a team, and you are playing these guys, you have an edge. And that's why I said they must be able to motivate themselves. If you're able to do that, then you can surmount any hurdle. And I think that's the biggest thing going for this team. If, like I said, the team spirit is right, if the self-belief can, see them through, then I believe, Nigeria will smile.
There's so many other sports that Nigeria, is missing out on this particular Olympics. I remember someone once was talking about the days of Jerry Okorodudu when we had
we're not doing well in boxing. Yeah, you see, because there was a man called Brian Ayonote. He's late now. We're not even remembering the man. But what he did for boxing in Nigeria, and, for me, I think that was when boxing was at its best. Don't forget, we also had too many competitions around. The Eagle Belt was there, the national championship. That was where we had and then after Okorodudu said, we had the David Nzorites, we had the, Peter Goyekwachi's, many other guys came up. Boxing was thriving in Nigeria, but today it's not the same. Because look around. Where do you expect? You see, maybe after we'll do a post-mortem, and then we can break it down and say, why are we not doing well, really in sports anymore? Because the infrastructures are not there. The government is not playing its own part. I look at the Lagos government and say, all this cosmetic, it doesn't help. Okay, you have to go back, one, the grassroots. You must be able to locate, boxing gyms, basketball courts, lawn tennis courts. See, sports for all these developing countries or developed countries and even developing countries, sports, there are policies that are deliberate. They are not by coincidence, not by accident.